The minority caucus in Parliament has dismissed claims that Speaker Alban Bagbin has failed to demonstrate leadership in recent times. In the view of the NDC MPs, Mr. Bagbin has so far acted in the interest of the state, citing his decision to ignore the approval of the budget by a one-sided majority house as a move worthy of emulation. The NDC caucus also argued that unlike Alban Bagbin's predecessor, the current speaker has been balanced in the handling of the affairs of the House. This comment comes on the back of accusations by the Deputy Majority Leader, Alexander Fenyomaking, that the absence of the Speaker in the chamber last night formed part of a grand scheme by the NDC to frustrate government business. At a press conference today, Deputy Minority Leader James Kluche-Aveji urged Ghanaians to disregard the comments of the NPP side in the House.
First thing that he said was that the Speaker of Parliament should show leadership. We are surprised that the Deputy Leader, Honourable Makin, should be calling on the Speaker of Parliament to show leadership. We do not see anything that the Speaker of Parliament is doing which shows that he is not showing leadership. In fact, if we want to talk about the Speakers of Parliament and in the immediate past Speaker of Parliament or the 7th Parliament as compared to the current Speaker of the 8th Parliament, if we want to talk about who is showing leadership, it is Honourable Bagbin who is showing leadership. In fact, when Honourable Bagbin returned from his medical trip and where his Deputy Speaker, the first Deputy Speaker, did all sorts of things to overturn the decision of Parliament when the Speaker was around. If Bagbin is somebody who is not showing leadership, he would have reversed all those wrongs that were done by the first Deputy Speaker. But for the fact that he wanted the country to move on, he only said that he is not going to do anything to turn or overturn those decisions. And that shows somebody who is showing leadership. So for Fenyomaking to say that Bagbin should show leadership, we are surprised, and we want to tell the whole world that Bagbin is an experienced former member of Parliament. In fact, the only person who has served the Parliament of Ghana as a member of Parliament for 28 good years. He had all the experience from the first Parliament to the 7th Parliament. And we are fortunate to have him as the Speaker of the 8th Parliament, where he's putting before the entire country his experience as a member of Parliament, a former member of Parliament. So everybody should disregard all the comments about Fenyomaking in relation to the leadership style of Mr. Speaker, Honourable Bagbin. Now, he also say that Honourable Bagbin's absence yesterday was a deliberate act to frustrate the business of government. That is a complete lie. It is never true. We all know that Honourable Bagbin just returned from Dubai, where he went to undergo a lot of medical treatment. And he must obey the instructions and directives of his doctors, because his life is very important. So if on Friday, before the House should adjourn to Monday, we all agree as a House, leadership of the House agree that Monday we are coming solely to do the business of E-Levy. So the House was scheduled to start sitting at 10 a.m. on Monday, yesterday. But we also what happened? The House ended up starting around 5 p.m. And Mr. Speaker, somebody who is now about to rest enough so that he can regain his health, you cannot put him through all these issues for him to go through all these hassles, wasting and sitting for long. So when the House eventually starts, we all saw the business that they were tabling, completely different from the E-Levy that was scheduled for the day. I mean, the Speaker cannot stay on beyond certain hours in the chamber. And that is why, after sitting for some few hours, he called for the first deputy speaker to take the chair for him to go and rest. And when the House was on suspension, reconvening also took a longer time. Mr. Speaker could not stay on at the disadvantage of his health in order to ensure that you, the leaders of the House, leaders of government business, who should table the E-Levy, which is very important for you, to put it aside and be doing other things. So for him to say that Honorable Bagwin's absence was deliberate is also not true. So I want to put it out there that Afonso Makin cannot peddle lies about the Speaker, that he was absent because it was a deliberate act to frustrate the business of the House.